Rather than lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Thank you so much for joining me yet again as we continue to dive through Arsenal news flying in here and there. Of course, in this period, we are only dealing with confirmed transfers. We are only dealing with confirmed reports. We are only dealing with reports from credible sources. At the moment, we are not really dealing with rumors from anywhere else. Let's talk about only the confirmed deals and the confirmed, news from reliable reports. Now, in this one, Arsenal are expecting a third arrival in London today and a third medical. Arsenal new goalkeeper is arriving in London and we're expecting him to do his medicals and be announced as an Arsenal player and join with the rest of the team for pre-season activity. I'm going to be updating you around that. But what is interesting is that in the last 1 minute, we have had double confirmations from Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein around Raphinha. David Ornstein confirming that Spurs, Chelsea, and Arsenal Football Club are now seriously in the race for the player. Arsenal are the only club to have put in a bid, but Tottenham have now called and asked whether they can also put in a bid. 50 million plus 10 million euros bonuses. That is confirmed. We'll talk about Nicola Pepe, we'll talk about Nuno Tavares and Adrian Rabiot in a swap deal with Hector Bellerin. Is it one that I would really want to see? Adrian Rabiot linked with Arsenal right from the times of Arsene Wenger. Now back in the news and in a swap deal with Hector Bellerin. One player that I would really want out and one player that I'm not sure if I want to see them at Arsenal. At least not anymore. But anyway, we're going to talk about that. Hit the like button for me. Let's get the video to 500 likes. Subscribe to the podcast. We are growing very, very fast to 50,000 subscribers. Let's get to the content. Let's start off with Fabrizio Romano because Romano has been really, really key in the Raphinha deal. And again, this morning is giving us a very, very huge update when it comes to what is happening around Raphinha, Arsenal, Tottenham, and Chelsea. This is what he said. Arsenal, at the moment, only club to have put in a bid. The bid is significantly not enough by Leeds United. However, according to David Ornstein, by the way, the bid Arsenal put in for Raphinha was strong. It was not humiliating. It was not embarrassing. It was a strong bid. And we expect Arsenal to build on that. We expect Arsenal to build from there. Yes, the bid has been rejected because it is not enough. But it is not embarrassing. And it is not significantly below the valuation of Leeds for the player. So Romano confirming today in the morning that Arsenal's bid is true. He also confirmed again that Tottenham Hotspur have called about the situation and they have inquired and told Leeds United that they would love to place a bid for the player. Reports indicating that Tottenham Hotspur have prepared 50 million euros plus another 10 million euros in bonuses, a total bid amounting to 60 million euros. Fabrizio also confirms that Chelsea are now also interested with the new interim director, Todd Boehly. I think that is the name. That is how you pronounce it. Todd Boehly, exploring the situation for Chelsea on Raphinha. So interesting updates. Very, very interesting hours to come when it comes to the Raphinha situation. David Ornstein, what I can confirm there, he said this one is going to be a tough run for Arsenal. Arsenal are 100% determined to push for the signing of the player. However, the competition in the deal is going to make it not any easy. Chelsea, Spurs, and Barcelona all still waiting around the corner. Actually, not around the corner. All of them involved directly for Raphinha. So we wait and see what's going to happen out of that. But the Raphinha situation is becoming more interesting and very, very good. Now, let's get to the incoming signing. Matt Turner, of course, confirmed yesterday by Sky Sports and the Daily Canon. Matt Turner is arriving today in London to undergo his medicals, sign his contracts, and formally and officially become an Arsenal player. I do not know whether he's gonna be unveiled today, but one I can confirm that today on Wednesday, Matt Turner will arrive in London and at the London Colney at Arsenal's training ground and undergo his medicals. According to the Daily Canon, he has been in the US signing shirts and saying his goodbyes to all his fans and all the people that love him. And I think all the Arsenal fans there who have had a chance to see him, firsthand before he even signs for the club. So Matt Turner arriving today for medicals. Arriving today in London to do his medicals and do his paperwork. Everything agreed since January. Official announcement is expected to be incoming very, very soon. Of course, this one, look, we've talked about him already. He comes in as a backup goalkeeper to Aaron Ramsdale. Bernd Leno, this just confirms now, Bernd Leno will be leaving Arsenal Football Club. It was thought that he would go to Newcastle or to Fulham, but I think with Newcastle, it's now over. Fulham have reached a verbal agreement with Burnley to sign Nick Pope. So, with Nick Pope now going to Fulham, I don't see Nick Pope as a backup to Bernd Leno, and I don't see Bernd Leno as a backup to Nick Pope. So, the chances of Leno going to Newcastle are now over. So, it might be Leno to Fulham, and then Matt Turner coming in at Arsenal. Of course, the three goalkeepers for Arsenal next campaign, as confirmed by David Onstein and The Athletic, are going to be Ramsdale, Matt Turner, and Carl Hayne. Those are the three goalkeepers that we are expecting to see for Arsenal next season, unless something changes this summer. But look, with this deal, we'll get to know more of the details as the player signs. But it's a deal we did in January. It's a deal that we completed in January, and everything around it is now a done deal. Nuno Tavares is set to stay at Arsenal Football Club after a deal that would have seen him go to Atlanta, broke down. Now, Atlanta been interested in Nuno as a player who could come in on loan, or also exploring a permanent deal. Arsenal have been asking for around 44 million euros in Nuno Tavares, and that is the reason as to why Atlanta have decided to walk away. Now, I'm not quite sure if Nuno Tavares is worth 44 million pounds, but I think he's a very young player, and for us to decide to sell him this summer, we might not get the money we want, the 44, the 50 million euros. I don't think Arsenal will get all that money. I think his valuation, given the fact that his contract is his contract has 4 more years, to get done. I think 40 million pounds is realistic. But at the moment, for a player who has had his first season in the Premier League and has not treated him very well, I don't see many clubs that are going to be willing to give us 40, 50 million euros for Nuno Tavares. Now, there are two options. One, Arsenal can find him a plain loan deal where with no obligation to buy, with no option to buy, get him a loan deal, let him just develop, and then with high hopes that he will come back to Arsenal Football Club and become a better player. Or if we do not do that, then the other thing we can do is, in my opinion, let him stay. I mean, that could also be an option. Let him stay. He can be around the squad. I mean, he's not going to find game time if Arsenal bring in Lisandro Martinez or Alexander Zinchenko or Aaron Heike. He's not going to find enough game time because it doesn't come, ahead of all those players in pecking order. But what Arsenal can do is just keep him around and try to nurture him, through the process. I think there is a player in there. I don't believe he's the worst player in the world. I think there is a player in there. His problems are decision making, and also, I think, being too fancy. And, I mean, I think he just needs to find his head, find his calm, find his head. And he will be a fantastic player. He will definitely be a fantastic player. So, Nuno Tavares, at the moment, his deal to Atlanta is off. Arsenal can find another loan deal. For me, probably in Portugal, probably in the Championship, or in the Premier League as well. I think Arsenal can find something in the Premier League, right? I think Arsenal can find a club for him in the Premier League. Probably Nottingham Forest, probably Fulham. I don't think we will fail to find a deal for him in the Premier League. But at the moment, his deal to Atlanta has actually fallen apart. Nicola Pepe as well, being discussed there in the mail And the Mail have just confirmed that Arsenal are really interested in letting him go. They're open to any ideas, any clubs, any offers, including potential loan deals. But Arsenal have not received any offers for Nicola Pepe. That is saddening. That is absolutely saddening. No, look, Raphinha is going to be coming in if Arsenal can agree a deal and beat all the competition around there. But we will need to get Nicola Pepe out of the door. Whether Raphinha signs or it doesn't sign, in my opinion, Arsenal need to get Nicola Pepe out of the door. High wages, first and foremost, 72 million euros. You just need to let him go at a time when you can get some money back. Around 25, around 35, around 45. It will depend on how much clubs are willing to offer us in Nicola Pepe. But at the moment, the Mail are reporting that Arsenal have not received any offers, any interest from clubs in Nicola Pepe. That is worrying. That is absolutely worrying. And for me, it's not only worrying for Arsenal, but it's also worrying for Nicola Pepe as a player. Where does his future lie? He's coming from Lille Metropole, 72 million euros, and 3 years later, no one is interested. No one is interested. It has always happened with Arsenal. I mean, we wanted to sell Granit Xhaka last summer. I'm more than convinced. But if you ask me, how many offers did Arsenal get in Granit Xhaka apart from Roma? There are not so many other offers. There are not so many other clubs that were willing to give us money in Granit Xhaka. So Nicola Pepe is wanted out, but we do not have any offers for the Ivorian. No offers at the moment. Now, there is a crazy swap deal proposed by Calcio Mercato, and I want to get your thoughts on this one. Adrian Rabiot swap deal for Hector Bellerin. Tempting. Absolutely tempting. I've looked at this deal, and I think it's a win-win situation, honestly. It's a win-win situation. Juventus would love to sign Hector Bellerin. Bellerin is more than willing to cut his wages by half. He's more than willing to take a pay cut to leave Arsenal this summer. Real Betis and Juve are the two clubs that are interested in the Spaniard. However, a swap deal now has been discussed and proposed between Adrian Rabiot and Hector Bellerin. Arsenal need midfield reinforcements. Even when we get Yuri Tillemans, I think we should bring in someone in that midfield just as a backup, just as a quality, backup for the midfield. And when I look at Adrian Rabiot, if you can get Tillemans and get rid of Xhaka, Adrian Rabiot would cover that, would bring in that kind of expertise, experience, pedigree, winning mentality, and would just provide options in the midfield. He's one player that you can trust to play for you across the midfield very well. Attacking central midfielder, yes. Left attacking midfielder, yes. Right attacking midfielder, yes. A central midfielder in a double pivot, yes. And he can, and my instincts tell me he can also play in a single pivot. So Adrian Rabiot, quite interesting one. Quite a very, very interesting one. I need to get your thoughts on this one. Adrian Rabiot to Arsenal. What do you think? In a swap deal for Hector Bellerin, I don't think there is a way back for Hector Bellerin. There is no way back. We've done the keep or sell a couple of seasons now. Bellerin doesn't make it out of the sell category. He needs to go. But a swap deal that would bring us Adrian Rabiot, would it be a good one? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know.